Yo, what's up, guys? Today we did insane with some league hits. I was trying to get some Legend League attacks in before my skewer attack expired, so I can get a max um, heroic torch for war. But yeah, let's get into some hits because yesterday we did really well. We got plus 28. Actually defended a little bit, and today we're on a great track for the defenses. So I'm thinking we might reset pretty high. We're around 3,600 right now. It'd be nice to get a top 5K finish. I really only had one fail. There's 199, and honestly, this would have been 3-starred. Hopefully the replays aren't bugged because right now I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of the replays that have been going on are not accurate to what is actually played by the user. So let's just go in and there might be like slight changes, like revive spells look like they're not being placed on an active hero. Um, but hopefully everything works well on the legend attacks because from what I saw, they still looked good. So typical value here, I always like to go through these town halls. Whenever I see a base like this with like the walls here, I love to send my bowlers down here and put king and queen on one side and the dragon duke on the other. And I just for which corner I want to do my flame blower on, I look for the value. So my flame blower could take out a long shot, not long shot, multi-gear tower, or a monolith, and I think the monolith is always better value. So yeah, king and queen there. Bowler straight in, and as you can see, lucky to line that long shot up with the town hall, so that gets taken down real nice and quick. Bowlers start to move through. You have to be really careful for this lava launcher, so I'm just keeping an eye on it to make sure it's not hitting my bowlers, because that would have to force some early vulnerability. There's two ice golems here. I want to rage up my healers so that my bowlers can get through those ice golems before I have to pop that warden ability. But I notice my healers are getting hit by this Inferno Tower, so I actually had to force it because my healers are going to die, and unfortunately I think a couple still go down. Uh, barely lucky, barely lucky. Yeah, and then at this point, bowlers in the core like this, it just sweeps through this. And this attack did not have a max heroic torch, so this just goes to show, like, hey, like, even without max equipment, this attack will still dominate. Um, so yeah, a lot of swag, revive, didn't even need that freeze, and two totems. Yeah, it's just clean up from here. Next hit in. Like for these bases here, I always like to take on the most difficult part of the base with the immediate attack, so my Eternal Tome. So what immediately stands out to me is there is two rage values that I can get with the Dragon Duke, but then where is my Dragon Duke going to end up? I could put one here, and then have him maybe end up here, and then King and Queen here, and put my bowler straight through the core through the monolith, so I don't have to deal with that on the back end. I'm curious what it ended up doing, because doing that I wouldn't have to deal with the Giga Bomb. Um, but I also could have went for the Clan Castle and put heroes up top, and then went through the core like this. But yeah, that's just the thought process that I usually go through when I'm attacking these bases. But I also do like to go head on to a rage tower, so I might have put it down bottom side. Maybe I ended up over here and put heroes on this side, or all up on this side because funnel's easy. Alright, so it looks like I went for the... Sure. Okay, so I did go for this rage tower value here. And then probably went straight through here, put the heroes on this side for the funnel, that's my guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, funneling this way into this. So what I said initially. And then you'll see once you get that funnel set and those bowlers start going towards the core, that warden ability just makes this attack so crazy. The torch is so good. Without the torch, I was using it with the Quake boots, and I was getting some success with it, as you can see in my earlier videos, but like nowhere near as successful as I was with this heroic torch, and my heroic torch isn't even max. So use warden ability to get my bowlers to the core. Also, something to note is if your bowlers start heading like around walls, you might have to pop the Eternal Tome early, just so that the bowlers like turn around and walk towards the center of the base. And it's honestly worth it for the pathing, because getting those bowlers to the center of the base just makes this attack so strong. So So on this attack, I think towards the end of my legend hits, I was trying to see if I can get the Skywagon deployed a little bit more to the King and Queen side of my funnel instead of the Dragon Duke, so my Dragon Duke can actually use its ability the entire way through. And it actually worked really well on this attack. And I don't think that was something I did on my earlier ones, but again, I used to have them in, like yesterday for example, I still did really well in Legend, and my air troops were all around my Dragon Duke and I got no passive ability out of it. But yeah, this army's just crushing with the Flame Blower combo. So yeah, let's go to the next attack. This one was a 99 fail, and this really came down to spell timing placement. Is this the exact same base? Okay, it's very similar. Um, Curious where I went for here. I probably went for this monolith if I'm gonna be honest. So I'm looking at the center of the base. Probably went for monolith here, king queen here, and then bowler straight through is probably what I ended up doing. And 99s always suck. Could have got a little more value with that torch. Not the best placement. Hopefully I wall breaked here for the king to get that revenge tower, otherwise it's a really dangerous back end. Yeah, I got these bowler bounces here. Once again, no wall break, so the king and queen are gonna go with the bowlers, which is not ideal. Looks like I also forgot to deploy the Skywagon, so this also is probably why I failed. Since that Skywagon just really helps so much. I did this attack with the troop launcher, and I was struggling a lot, and even with the heroic torch. And as soon as I switched it over to the Skywagon, I just started crushing bases. So yeah, I forgot like to deploy the Skywagon. The attack feels a little weaker here. I'm not getting as much value out of my bowlers. Funnel was not great either. So there's probably some that probably contributed a bit, but with the Skywagon, I think the heroic torch, even at its low level, probably would have made it in to the core there. But yeah, at this point, we got a lot of the Skywagon troops coming out, but it's kind of getting wasted into a Rage Tower compartment. Yeah, this is looking tough. Okay, so it looks like the replay's bugged here as well. Yeah, I think the replay's bugged because I revived my Dragon Duke, but yeah, so it looks like the legend replays are a little bit bugged. But all you need to know is I revived the Dragon Duke as the troops got closer. The other air troops did, so it kind of distracted for the Dragon Duke, and I finished off the heroes, and it ended on the Revenge Tower, and it barely stayed up. So that Revenge Tower was the last defense. But yeah, it was unlucky. It was unlucky. If the king I got there and even got one hit, it would have went down because the Dragon Duke took out the heroes, but then just didn't have enough troops. So it was the Dragon Duke and the Super Dragon eventually on it. But the rest of these hits, we'll go through some. So here again, like I see this town hall on the outside of the base. I always like to go through with my bowlers first, so I'll just find decent value, put Dragon Duke on one end, King and Queen on the other, and it's just rinse repeat. It's like you just do the same style of attack every single time. So then you'll see me put the bowlers and the ice golem down, and I've been 3-starring every single base. And one other thing to note is these stacked hero compartments, you do not want to end an attack on that. And if I was to do this flipped and went to the Rage Tower, yeah, I would have like slammed through the space, but I would have been finishing on 3 heroes, a Guardian, and the Town Hall. I could have 1-starred, and I think that's why this base is really popular. But nope, we're not falling for that. We're going straight into the Town Hall, straight through all the biggest damage. We're able to rage through the big damage as well, so our healers can keep our bowlers alive. At this point, the troops do split, but the hardest part of the base is already gone. We got the Eternal Tome to keep the 2 bowlers that did go to the core alive, and then we just got rage spells for the Super Dragon and bowler bounces on the end Rage Tower, and luckily they had a Lava Hound in the Clan Castle instead of 3 Ice Golems. But yeah, at this point, hopefully the replay shows exactly what happened, but it looks to be just clean up. We have 2 revive spells, 3 totems, and a free spell, so yeah. These attacks are going to look a lot more close in the replays, I do remember I had Dragon Duke up. Since this is all bugged, um, yeah, this base was completely crushed. But yeah, there's the replay modes are still bugged. But the initial part of it, like the funnel and the initial entry, is all the same through all these attacks. Um, there's just some variation, so it may look like I'm activating Eternal Tome maybe like after all my bowlers die, but that's not how it actually happened in the real replay. Um, they'll probably fix it. And that's I just wanted to get this video out before they patched it, because once the patch note comes out, these replays will be completely invalid. And I also did a live coaching with one of my friends who I showcased this strategy with, and he's been absolutely dominating in his Legend League, not Legend League, but Electra 33, and he's going to actually promote to Legend for the first time. So that's going to be awesome. And we did him streaming it because the replays are not good, and I wouldn't have been able to give him an accurate live spot. Anyhow, got that nice value there. King and Queen on this side, it's already easy funnel, so then bowlers are able to go straight through this rage compartment, and then I'll pop the Eternal Tome. Bowlers will be able to get bounces on this Revenge Tower and the core, and then there's no Rage Tower on the back end. The only dangerous spot is the Revenge Tower, and that's what I love about the Skywagon too, is it'll get so many balloons, so many minions for the back end that it can overwhelm this, and you got a free spell in the army and 3 totems wherever needed. Also today there was no loggers, so again those bases without the loggers are quite a bit easier. You just have to be a lot more attentive to what's going on in the core and making sure to constantly distract it with the totem. But if you're doing that, the loggers are no problem. And it obviously depends on the style of bases that make loggers good. So those big empty base cores aren't really that good for a logger. They're actually a lot better for the long shot. But those more compact bases, those loggers, just insane, because you have to pay attention to so much or your bowler's going to die with all that damage, especially with those double rage base style bases. But yeah, so obviously this attack is not going the way that it did in the actual attack. But let's see if this replay mode version can still 3-star, and that'll just show how strong this attack is. So like I would have totemed here for sure. My Warden's about to die. I would have revived Dragon Duke at this point already. Yeah, I don't think this replay is gonna show what really happened at this point. Okay, so Dragon Duke actually got revived there. 3 bowlers left, even with replay mode. Yeah, this is complete. 4 bowlers left: Dragon Duke and the Warden. I do think my Queen might have died, but yeah, still completely crushed. So now we're gonna go into the one attack that I actually think was a real fail. The other attack with the 99, I forgot to put that on the Skywagon, and I really do think that would have made a difference because my Heroic Torch would have made it into the core. But yeah, on this base, I should have not gotten greedy. I probably got greedy and looked at this Revenge Tower and finished on the Town Hall. That's probably why I failed, when I should have went straight into the Town Hall. I wonder, like, all of these style of bases, I always go straight into the Town Hall. So what I should have done is probably put Dragon Duke here, or actually on this Ricochet Cannon, activate the ability, like, immediately, so I get the Clan Castle, this, and the Rage Tower. Oh, I actually did that. But did I activate it immediately? No, it whacked forward a little bit. Oh, I still got the value. Okay, that's crazy. It didn't get the Clan Castle. So that's probably why I failed at this point. So these key defenses didn't go down. But we got the funnel. This is really heavy damage base. High damage base, so the replay probably won't be the most accurate, but I'm hoping we can follow along for the most part until things start to split. So I see bowlers starting to die here. Early Warden ability was forced. Dragon Duke died as well. That's not too good for the funnel. I would have raged here. I'm surprised I didn't. Bowlers are making it into the core. King and Queen. I probably would have popped King ability soon. After that goes down, King ability. Nice. Okay. Bowler's gonna clutch up and get that scatter. Nice. Let's finish into the back end of the base. Warden actually went with the Queen on this attack. It's a little interesting. Where's the Dragon Duke? Dragon Duke's up top. Yeah. Without that value over here, this this was going to be really tough 3-star in. The replay mode showed 79. I think I did get a little higher on the actual attack. Got 81, so only slightly better. But yeah, let's go into the next attack. This base super easy. I mean, you can get a monolith, the Inferno, and the lava launcher, which are the three. Like, I mean, the two dangerous defenses you really think about. It's the revenge tower, the monolith, and the lava launcher when you're doing these attacks. So I clearly just went for that immediately instead of trying to finish it on the back end. So I'm already setting up the funnel. This is probably where I put the king and queen since there's not too much here. Yeah, and I just want my troops to go straight through the most dangerous section of the base. So yeah, look at that. That was just absolutely disgusting. I think if I popped it a little bit earlier and maybe offset it, I actually could have got this other expo as well, which would have been a lot better. And I would have probably, yeah, I mean, still, this base was crushed. Early king ability just to help set that funnel, make sure the bowlers go into the core. I'll probably rage here soon just to get those bowler bounces on these big defenses and destroy the stuff behind the rage tower when it pops. Or it could be Born ability soon. With these bases, like, I think some of my bowlers died in this replay. With these bases, it's going to be really hard to follow the replay just because of how much damage goes on and how quick it happens. It really affects like, your hero abilities and your spell placement. But yeah, I think these bases are just so easy for bowlers with bounces that I think this might still show the 3-star on the replay, which is good. Fast forward through this, we still have a revive spell left and a totem and a freeze, or I guess we just revive now at this point. But yeah, there's no air targeting stuff. It's just the 2 air heroes, and we still have a Dragon Duke to revive. Looks like the Dragon Duke was probably here at that point. But yeah, that's another easy 3-star, and I think we're going into the last attack of the day. Huh, okay. I don't know if that was our first attack. It wasn't. Cash was. Cash was the first attack, but it looks like that replay is no longer available. Unfortunate. I guess we'll showcase the one from yesterday to make it 8. So this base again, we got the town hall in the outer section. We have that anti-arrow style of base. I love to send my king and queen in here, so I can already imagine I probably went for one of the rage towers and probably got the queen down with the blower and the combo, taking out that Giga Bomb as well, ending the Dragon Duke over here, and there's no air targeting defenses, so absolutely easy funnel for him. Then probably King and Queen down here with a Baby Dragon, wall break into the core. That's how I would think about approaching this base, and it looks like I did just that, and that's why we 3-starred. Let's see if yesterday's replays are actually bugged as well. Oh, yeah, this is the one I showcased yesterday where accidentally activated the Dragon Duke a little bit too late. So it started going on the outside, and I was hoping I could maybe cut in, but never did. But yeah, no air targeting troops over here, so the most important part of the Dragon Duke and this approach is always the funnel. I always just try to find a little bit of value if I can, but it's not always necessary. The most important is the funnel because the bowlers getting to the core will get that value with the rage spells and the heroic torch. But yeah, absolutely crushing this base. Don't know if the replays are bugged for the past ones. It looks like the replays are good for this one, so yeah. Swag, Totem, and Swag Freeze, but yeah, hoping we get a good finish. We're around 3,633. Gonna hope to get a nice promotion. Looks like 2 clans will get promoted for CWL. But yeah, we got a big tough war at the final end of it. Against these guys, but I think we might be able to clutch up. They already got a fail, so maybe I'll showcase some replays once the replays are fixed because it's really hard to follow these war attacks in its current state. But yeah, without further ado, see you in the next one.